So now we've got His Excellency Nasir El-Rufai, Governor of Kaduna State, here with us. Good morning and thank you for coming on today.
Good morning, Chamberlain.
So tell us, how is your campaign turning out at the moment?
It's going very well, I think. I've been away a couple of days, but the campaign team has been going around the state. They have visited about 5 local governments in the last 1 week, and we are on course to visit all the 23 local governments and the 34 state constituencies, I think, before the end of the first week of February. Because of assignments in Abuja and elsewhere, I have missed some of the constituencies, and I plan to visit each one when I go back. So it's going well.
Do you think this is going, how intense, or you think this is going to be a stroll in the park for you?
Well, you know, an election is not over until it is over, but we're in a good position. The polls are showing that we're stronger this time than in 2015. But we're not going to be resting on our oars until the final vote is casted and counted. That's how elections are. You never know what will happen until it is announced.
But you know, that those who say they were kind of surprised when they saw the kind of rally that PDP had only recently, and they thought you have a battle on your hands.
I don't have a battle on my hands. The PDP usually rents crowds, and being in the government house, I now know for sure, checking back on the record, the PDP has never won the governorship election in Kaduna State. They always stole it. So I'm not worried at all about crowds. We are connected to ordinary people. We are in touch with them. We regularly test the pulse of the state through polling. So we know where we are, we know where we are strong, we know where we are weak, we know what the issues are, we know what the messages should be. We are very scientific about this, and we are quite confident that, as I said, we are in a stronger position to win this election in 2019 than we were in 2015.
So that crowd that PDP had was rented?
Probably. I'm not worried.
Let's go back to 2015. At 2015, Kaduna State had pre-election violence. Was recorded. Some people
2011.
died. 2015, yes. We had some pre-election violence for Kaduna State, Lagos State, and River State. So, how do you see this happening now? Would we have that kind of scenario play out again? Because we know that Kaduna State is a very volatile state, and interests contend all the time.
I do not recall any significant pre-election violence in Kaduna. In 2015. I know that one of our supporters was shot by the convoy of the governor because they were throwing stones at the incumbent governor then. But I don't think there was any significant pre-election violence. In 2011, there was a very bad one, post-election. And in 2015, many people died celebrating Buhari's victory. But I would not call that violence because they were recklessly using their motorcycles, and some people died. I know that there are nightmare scenarios about the 2019 elections, but frankly, in spite of the historical volatility of Kaduna State, for which as governor I have to be vigilant, I'm not worried. I think the preparations and processes of INEC for elections have improved so dramatically in the last 2-3 years that most people have confidence that INEC will conduct credible elections. I was in Osun. Osun won the first round, and quite frankly, if INEC is able to conduct elections to the same level of credibility, or even near the same level as they did in Osun 1, I think there will be no violence at all in Nigeria, because it will be clear that the elections were free, fair, and credible, and the people's choice just won. What leads to violence is the perception that there was some manipulation or rigging. I don't think what I have seen in Osun and Ekiti is such that that feeling is very evident in most people's minds. So I'm confident. And speaking about Kaduna specifically, of course, we know the areas, the potential flashpoints, and we are going to deploy security agencies to secure lives and property there. But I am confident that the elections will be uneventful.
But you know that at the moment that election is being contested. about that. Those, I think even INEC tweeted at the time that security agents were preventing people from going ahead to vote. So there were those who were not really happy with the way the elections turned out overall, not just limiting it to the conduct of INEC.
No, I said Oshun 1. I mean the first round of the elections
not the second
in Oshun.
one.
That was the one that I was physically there. I spent 2 or 3 days in Oshun and I saw what happened. And quite frankly, it was a nearly perfect election. The Oshun 2, I wasn't there. I've had reports. I cannot comment because I was not physically there. But the logistical preparations of INEC for the Oshun and Ekiti elections were impressive. And if they're able to do that for national elections or near that, I think we are getting to where we should be.
You know, you've always spoken about unity, peace in the states, and how you want that to always be the case as much as you can.
Yeah.
But there are those who raise concerns, wondering, you chose a Muslim as your deputy. It was always going to come up, because I came across the comments from Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, who says, quote, everybody knows it's politically motivated. In fact, he says he doesn't think it's a good idea for you to have chosen that. Well,
I'm surprised that a cleric is talking about political motivation. I'm a politician, so everything I do is politically motivated. So what's so strange about that? You know, you go into elections, you do your calculations electorally on how to win. And I don't understand why it is Ahmed Gumi's business to even comment on my election. We're classmates. We're in the same class in School of Basic Studies, and he knows that I'm not stupid by any standard. And I have been in politics. He has never been in politics. He doesn't understand politics. And throughout his public commentariat career, I know where he stands. I know what motivates him. I know his political sympathies. So he's in no position to comment on my decisions. He lives in Kaduna. He has 1 vote. If he doesn't agree with my choice of candidate, he is free to withhold his vote. But I don't want to go further and characterize him in a way that is disrespectful. But with the greatest respect, Ahmed Gumi neither has the moral standing, the knowledge or the experience to even comment on what I'm doing.
Perhaps
he knows what I mean because we're classmates.
Perhaps he's saying it in a positive light because you should also factor, because you want to win a second term, you should also factor that the sensitivity of the people may suggest that you being a Muslim and then having the deputy being a Muslim, well, it will naturally get the majority of the southern Kaduna voting population not to vote for you.
Well, look, what if I tell you that no matter who I choose as my running mate, even if I choose the Pope as my running mate, 67% of the Christians in southern Kaduna have made up their mind that they will never vote for me. This is what the polls show. So for me, that's not the issue. The issue is this. Kaduna State is divided. It needs to be united. The way to begin to unite it is to take religion and ethnicity off the table. Okay? In the last since 1992, every deputy governor of Kaduna State has been a Christian. What has it done for the state? Has it united the state? Has it assuaged the feelings of the Christian minority that they are part of the government? My current deputy governor is a Christian. I didn't pick him because he's a Christian. I picked him because we were colleagues from university and I know him to be brilliant, focused, and a fair and just man. But has it changed anything? In fact, what it did was to bring disrespect to him. No one respected him in southern Kaduna just because he is in what is called the Islamic Party. So there are complicated issues in Kaduna that people sitting from a distance will not understand. But I want to assure you, sir, one, I want to win this election. So I'm not going to take a foolish decision, okay, to make any point. What is the point? I want to win the election. I want to win for my party. I want to win the state for the president, okay? But those that are making the argument that I must have a Christian running mate have not been able to justify it based on history. From 1992, we've had more violence in Kaduna than before. The presence of a Christian as a deputy governor did not change anything. Even when a Christian, Patrick Yakowa of blessed memory, was the governor of the state, it did not stop the violence. Okay? It did not stop the intolerance and the insensitivity. In fact, it exacerbated it.
So
in Kaduna, in my view, the way to begin to heal and unite the people of the state is to completely take religion and ethnicity off the table. We've tried to do that in the last 3 years, but we can't change 3 decades of intolerance overnight. But what we are trying to do is to show that what matters for public office is experience, competence, and capacity. And this lady, Dr. Hadiza Balarabe, that I picked as my role model, by every standard, is competent. She has had a solid track record of public service. She's brilliant. She's a medical doctor, a consultant physician. And I am surprised that there is even a discussion on this. What have we become? Is everything in this country about religion, ethnicity, or where you come from?
It's very difficult to separate religion from politics in Nigeria.
But there is no problem with having religion in politics. But religion should not determine politics. I think politics is a way to elect leaders that will deliver public goods. And what is more important is not the religion of the person, not his ethnicity, but whether he can deliver. And I am confident that Dr. Hadiza Balarabe will deliver. And the final point is this. The reason why a governor and a president have deputies is in the event of mortality. I'm 58, 59 years old. I could drop dead. I have to pick someone, not because of his religion or ethnicity. I have to pick a person that in the event I drop dead, which can happen anytime, it can happen right now, can that person run the state competently? That was what determined my choice in 2015, and that was determining my choice in 2019. Religion or ethnicity is at the back of my mind.